Okay, so I'm out here on a walk, trying out this jacket, just running it through its paces because I don't see any reviews on this jacket. And so I've put up a few. Now we're in a really cold, I mean, it is cold. It's in the mid to low 20s. It is kind of damp, but it's fucking cold. The wind's blowing. I mean, it's your typical winter. Now, I don't have a base layer on today. So keep that in mind. And before we actually get into the video, I would like to say my number one issue with this jacket, I finally have an issue, is that the outer material is very, very easy to fray. And while you haven't really seen a big official review on this yet, I've got a very aggressive, well, the standard aggressive grip texture on this aluminum grip for my Prodigy. I will have an official video out on that soon. But when my arm rubs against that as I carry it, it's fucking tearing the shit out of this. We'll get into that later when I do the final cold weather review on this jacket. But as the title says, this is Being Prepared Part 2. And I'm saying this from a physical and a spiritual point of view, okay? So on the spiritual, and I'm not getting into a sermon here, but on the spiritual, if you're spiritual, you believe in Christ, you really need to buckle down here, okay? Because this country is going to go through it, I'm telling you. With what's going on with those 2 guardsmen being shot yesterday. And I'm not going to get into all that. I don't personally have all the details. But with that, with the fact that you've got government officials telling the military, the guard, to question every order from Trump, sowing those seeds of sedition. Then on the physical, you've actually got the physical, the kinetic. You've got the guardsmen being shot. You've got ICE agents, federal agents, law enforcement of all types, but mostly the ICE, CBP, federal agents being massively attacked for doing the job, the legal job of removing illegal immigrants. Okay? And I said this in that video before. You have to make plans with your wife, with your kids. You know, things can go south, and they will go south very quickly. Very quickly. I am shooting quite a bit now. I'm carrying a gun always. I am loading ammo now like it's going out of style. I'm walking by a gas refinery, so give me just a few minutes. Okay, that should be good enough. You've got to start making plans, okay? Because you think those guardsmen getting shot is the end of it? You think that's it? Trump's gonna rush into these places like Dearborn, Michigan, and man, they're gonna round them all up. They're done. You're fucking big time wrong if you think that, okay? You're wrong. And I'm not saying every Muslim's evil. I'm not saying that. But I am saying there's a lot more radicalism within that group. Religious radicalism than there is in almost any other group. If you listen to, I can't think of her last name, but if you listen to the Sean Ryan show, and you listen to that interview with that girl, Sarah something, she's been on there 3, maybe 4 times. She writes a newsletter for him, comes out every Monday. If you go back and listen to those episodes, there will be a homeland attack, a big one. Not the National Guard thing. There's going to be some big ones. And I believe they're coming under Trump, and I'll tell you why. Because if you listen to her, she says they want Trump. They want him dead for killing Soleimani. So, I really believe that homeland attack will come in the next 3 years. I truly believe that. Go back and listen to her if you haven't. Sarah something. She's a blonde girl. She's a CIA targeter. And I can't remember what the other title was. Targeter, informer. Maybe they go hand in hand. I can't remember. But, yeah. So, I really, really encourage a lot of you to take this Thanksgiving break that you may have and get out there, get active, be prepared. You know, being prepared, I'm going to stop here just a sec. Being prepared is not just, I have all the guns, I have all the ammunition, I got all kinds of shit. All right, well, that's half of it. But I'm going to be honest with you, probably the other half, well, I think half of it actually is being physically fit. And I think a quarter of that is guns and ammo. And then an eighth of that 1/4 is planning. I don't know, planning, training. You got to plan. You got to plan, you got to train, you got to be physically fit. I guess that's... And then you got to have intel. You know, you got to be listening and seeing what's going on, having discernment. You got to be praying. I hope you're praying. I hope the majority of the people who have subscribed to my channel pray. And I hope they do these things. Praying, planning, talking with their kids, getting their wife. Sometimes it's very hard to get your wife on track. Because a lot of times wives have a very hard time discerning, you know, what's going on. They do. Not... Hold on. Not that, I'm not saying they have a hard time comprehending what's going on. Or how about this? I'm not saying that they cannot comprehend what's going on. I'm not saying they're dumb. But a lot of times it's hard for women to digest. Hey, these people out here, they want to fucking kill me. Hey, these people out here want to turn my kids fucking gay. Hey, these people out here, they want to take a bomb and fucking blow the fucking school up where my kids go to school because they fucking hate me because their religion says so. And on the spiritual side and the physical side of this, you know, talking to your wife and getting them to fucking understand that, you know, it can be hard. And I'm not saying every woman, you know, I know friends, they got women who, they're fucking, dude, they're savages. They know what's going on. They want to hit the range. They go in and tell the school board to go fuck themselves. Their kids aren't going to be gay. They're not reading gay shit. They're not reading sexual literature in fucking 4th grade. I mean, these women are fucking savages, dude. But a lot of times, and you'll find this to be true in the churches, especially, a lot of those women down there, they try to jump around. They try to, you know, they just can't go straight forward and grasp the idea that this is happening. Okay? They want to be soft. Oh, Jesus wouldn't this and that. And they'd never realize that he flipped the money tables, the money exchange tables over. He whipped people that were doing all that shit in the temple. And, you know, things of that nature. It's not always turn the other cheek, you know? But anyway, be prepared. And I'll tell you one other thing. I know it sucks to be out here in the winter, in the fucking snow like this, in the cold. But you know what? You really should prepare in this weather too, because, man, is it getting windy. Because, you know, those Afghanis, you know, a lot of them live in the mountains, and it fucking snows there. They're just as prepared for this shit as anybody else. Same with the, you know, there's a lot of, if you listen to Sarah, there's a lot of fucking Chinese communists that come over. They go through the Darien Gap. They come through South America. And communist Chinese, they're just as comfortable in this fucking cold and snow as they are in the summertime. So get out there. I really hope that you get out there and get walking around, get shooting, get acclimated. And that's sort of why I brought up this winter jacket. That's why I got it. That's why I wanted to do the review, to see if this is a cheap alternative to the high-end jackets that we see marketed as tactical winter jackets. And like I said, I think with a base layer, this is a good jacket. I'm not like totally froze by any stretch of the imagination. I'm starting to get a little chilly, but I'm not totally froze out. Matter of fact, my hands are much, much colder than my core. But I think for $50 and you get a $60 and you get a base layer, and do yourself an even better favor with the base layer, you get like a rain shell or a wind shell over the outside of this jacket. You're good to go. You are good to go. Well, I've got a polarizer on the lens. It's making it look a little bit darker than what it actually is, but I don't want to take it off and lose it. So I'm probably going to cut this right here. Get this hood off. And I'm going to end it with this. If you can see me. I'm going to end it with this. Please pray. Okay? Those of you who are on the fence about Christ, I really hope that you find him. I really hope that you draw near to him. Okay? Do the praying, I hope. I hope those of you who are married, or maybe you've been dating a girl for a couple years, at night, I hope you mention this stuff to her. Don't force her into it. Because like I said, it's very hard to comprehend. I've had girlfriends over the years, and I was, especially when I was younger, I was so crazy about all this stuff's going on. And it drives them away if you're too Alex Jones in their face about it, you know. But talk to them about it. Pray with them about it. It's up to you as the husband to be the spiritual leader, to guide your family in that direction. Bring them close to it. Make them aware of the spiritual and the physical. Develop a plan with them. Pray for the National Guardsmen that were shot. I know the one died. The female died. The female died, and I'll be honest with you, that fucking pisses me off. I want nothing but the fucking death penalty for that motherfucker. Nothing but the death penalty. Life in prison? Fuck no. But, you know, this could very well happen. Something like this could very much happen at your local Walmart. It could very much happen at your school, you know, at your city hall, in your town. And you gotta have a way to fucking fight back. As a matter of fact, and I gotta end this, but as a matter of fact, if you are a conservative and you are Christian, male or female doesn't matter. If you've been tracking what's going on since Trump got in, with everything crazy within the government, with the illegal immigrants and the people fighting the CBP, the fucking Border Patrol, the federal agents, if you've been following all that and you aren't carrying a gun, I just don't know. I really don't know. You're taking quite a big risk. I'll be honest with you, quite a big risk. I'm not saying you got to carry an FN scar everywhere. or an AR. But you ladies can easily get purses big enough to carry a Glock 43 or that Canik that I got, that Meta Prime SIG 365. Oh, the Springfield Hellcat is another good one. You can easily be carrying them. And please get out. I know it's hard. Listen, nobody knows it's harder than I do, working 60, 70 days a week. Very limited time off. 6 days a week. I know it. But find time to, even if you go for a walk, find the time. Okay? Put a backpack on. Put some shit inside. Make it a little heavy. And go for a couple miles. Okay? Walk down to the school and back. If you live in the country, just go around the country block. We all know a country block's it's longer than a mile. So, all right, guys, I'm going to cut it right here. Happy Thanksgiving. Be good. Be prepared. Talk to God always. I'll catch you in the next one.